I'm trying to stay strong and trying to stay on my recovery path and try to stick to my goals, but it's been really, really fucking hard. And I'm struggling a lot, and that's kind of to be expected. You know, like, this is supposed to be the hardest thing that I'm ever gonna do. Feel hopeless? How do you get up the momentum to keep going when it feels like nothing is working? Discouragement is a real thing and a real barrier to recovery, and I've been dealing with a lot of that lately because in many ways I feel like I'm back in the bad position that I've been in many times before. If I'm always going to end up back here, then what's the point of continuing to try? This whole process takes a lot of blind faith, which is just that. It's blind. You don't know how to feel or what to expect. Life with an eating disorder is predictable and comfortable. Even if it makes you feel like shit, it's a very predictable pile of shit. Recovery is not always predictable. And when stuff doesn't feel as good as you think it should feel, there's the tendency to run back to what you know. The idea of being recovered and the idea of recovery feel like very different things sometimes. Being recovered often feels like a place I'll never get to, which makes the difficulty of the recovery process feel like a hopeless endeavor. So how does one deal with this? How does one combat the level of discouragement and frustration and lack of motivation that can sometimes be there? I think what I found to be the most helpful thing here is to have a fake it till you make it attitude. I don't mean fake being in recovery, but fake your belief in the idea of being recovered. Fake your faith in the process. It really doesn't fucking matter what you think or what you feel a lot of the time. It just matters that you do the things. And you'll have plenty of time to process and deal with those thoughts and feelings later. But when it comes down to doing the action, it really doesn't matter too much. You can just fake it. What you can believe and what you can trust is that you don't feel happy in your disorder. So if there's even just a slight chance that things could be better, that you could be a little bit happier, shouldn't you try it? Even just for a little bit. This is also when you can view it objectively like an experiment. Maybe this can reframe the hopelessness into just an experiment that you're trying out. That relieves some of the pressure of it to be perfect or linear. I have to remind myself that it's not a linear process and it's going to be messy most of the time. I'm going to try and draw encouragement from where I can and fake it when I have to. I know I've talked about it before, but it really is so important to acknowledge your wins, especially when you feel like you've hit a wall. So, this is me kind of saying that I feel like I've hit a wall, and I'm just gonna try to fake it until that wall doesn't exist anymore. I've been saying for a while that I feel like I need to do something big. And I think, to carry on the metaphor a little bit more, like I need to have a big jump in order to get over that wall. And that's going to take a lot of discipline, which I have. Like, I am a very disciplined person and very determined person. And I think that's why eating disorders jive with people like that so well, is because there's already a lot of discipline and determination there, and stubbornness. And the eating disorder itself is, it looks very disciplined and very regulated and very, very stubborn. So maybe I can turn that on its head a little bit and use that to my advantage. But it's a struggle. I've been on the struggle bus majorly lately, and just feeling a lot of pressure to get better as quickly as possible, but it feels like nothing is working. So, but that's okay. That's okay to make some pivots, make some shifts. And mostly in my mindset, like when I don't have the motivation, I've talked about this before, that it's not effective to always wait for motivation to get there. That's why I say faking it is potentially really effective, is because when you fake motivation in order to do the things that you have to do that are kind of non-negotiable, then it starts to get a little bit easier. Here watching Buffy by myself with my ice cream. This is the first time I've been alone in the house for a very long time. Not the first time I've had ice cream, though.